Dear ones, what I am about to reveal to you is not just important, it is urgent. It is not a coincidence that you are here watching this right now. Something beyond your comprehension, something greater than yourself, has drawn you to this moment. This is not an accident. This is divine intervention. Right now, you are at a crossroads. The air around you is charged. Your soul is restless. And something deep inside you knows you are standing before a test, the final test. The test that will determine everything. Until you pass it, your life will remain stuck in the same place. Until you overcome it, nothing will move forward. You have prayed. You have cried. You have asked for a sign. And this is it. The shift is happening. But before you can step into your breakthrough, before you can claim what has always been meant for you, you must prove that you are ready. Are you ready to take that step? Or will you hesitate, letting doubt and fear hold you back one more time? You might feel like your life has been on pause, like something is blocking you from reaching your true potential. Like every time you try to move forward, something pulls you back. Pay attention. This is not random. Every challenge, every delay, every moment of frustration, it was all part of the process. Every tear you have cried, every moment you felt like giving up was shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you. Nothing happens without reason. There are no coincidences in destiny. You are standing at the doorway of your next chapter. The breakthrough you have been waiting for is right in front of you. But that door will not open unless you pass this test. This is the moment where the universe, where God Himself, is watching to see what you will do. Will you step forward in faith, or will you let fear win once again? Have you noticed strange things happening in your life lately? Sudden obstacles appearing out of nowhere. Unexpected endings, relationships breaking down, opportunities slipping through your fingers. A heavy, unshakable feeling of being stuck, of not knowing which way to turn. This is the test revealing itself. Every time a person is about to elevate, every time someone is about to step into their divine destiny, there is a final challenge that appears. This is not a coincidence. This is not bad luck. This is the universe asking you, are you ready? This is the test that determines whether you will stay in the same cycle, trapped in the same struggles, or whether you will finally break free. This is not just about achieving your dreams. This is about whether you are truly prepared to step into the person you were always meant to be. The old version of you cannot enter the new season. The habits, the mindset, the fears, they cannot come with you. That is why you are being tested. Are you willing to let go of the fear? Are you willing to leave behind the excuses? Are you willing to become the version of yourself that is required for this next level? Make no mistake, this opportunity will not wait for you. Time is running out. If you hesitate, if you allow fear to control you, if you let self-doubt convince you that you're not ready, this test will pass. And once it does, the door that is open before you will close. There will be no second chances. The opportunity that has been placed before you will move to someone else who is ready to take it. How many times have you been here before? How many times have you let fear make your decisions for you? This is your wake-up call. This is your moment. You must act now. You must step forward. You must declare, I am ready. Your breakthrough is waiting. But only if you take the next step. The question is, will you? Or will you let this moment slip away like all the others? Think about it. How many times have you stood at the edge of something great, only to let hesitation pull you back? How many times have you let fear talk you out of what was meant for you? How many times have you silenced the voice inside you that knew? This was your time. This is different. This is the moment that changes everything. You were not brought this far just to turn back now. You were not prepared for this journey only to give up before the finish line. You have been called to rise. There will never be a more perfect time than right now. There will never be a clearer sign than this one. So tell me, will you step forward? Will you finally take what is already yours? Will you pass the test? Or will you look back one day and wonder what could have been? Every person who has ever stepped into greatness has faced one final test before their breakthrough. It is the moment that separates those who dream from those who achieve. those who wish from those who rise. This test is not about chance. It is about proof. Proof that you are ready. Proof that you are prepared. Proof that you are willing to step beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond hesitation. This is the test that asks, do you really want it? Not just in words, not just in hope, but with action, with courage, with unwavering faith. The truth is, what you seek is already waiting for you. The breakthrough, the opportunity, the next level, it has already been written in your destiny. But it cannot be given to someone who is not ready to carry it. It belongs to those who prove they are ready. And that is why this test exists. This test will challenge everything you believe about yourself. It will bring up every insecurity, every doubt, every fear that has ever held you back. It will whisper in your ear, you are not good enough. You are not strong enough. You are not ready. But listen to me, that is a lie. This test is not here to break you. It is here to show you that you are already more than enough. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to see every step ahead of you. You just need to take one step forward, one moment of courage, one decision that says, I refuse to stay where I am, because the truth is, God does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called. If you are facing this test, it means you are already ready. You would not be here if you weren't. You would not be at this moment if you were not strong enough to pass it. You would not feel this fire in your soul if you were not meant to step into something greater. But that does not mean it will be easy. Listen carefully. If you delay, you may lose everything. If you hesitate, the window of opportunity will close. Time does not wait for those who are uncertain. The universe rewards those who move. This test is not just about whether you will pass. It is about whether you will pass in time. Because every breakthrough has a season. And when that season passes, so does the opportunity. How many times have you let hesitation rob you of what was meant for you? How many times have you stood at the edge of something great, only to let fear pull you back? This moment is no different. But your decision must be. The ones who hesitate stay stuck. The ones who move forward are the ones who change their lives. And that choice, it is yours alone to make. Because passing this test means stepping into the life you were always destined for. It means finally receiving what has been waiting for you. It means no more delays, no more waiting, no more questioning if this is your time. It is your time, but only if you decide that it is. The life you want, the freedom you crave, the purpose you were born for, it is all on the other side of this decision. And all you have to do is take the step. Not tomorrow. Not when it feels safe. Not when it feels easy. Right now. Because the only thing standing between you and your breakthrough is the decision to move. The only thing standing between you and your breakthrough is the decision to move. And if you don't take that step now, when will you? How much longer will you wait? How many more signs do you need? How many more moments will slip through your fingers before you realize that the time will never feel perfect? Because the time is already here. There is no more waiting. There is no more hoping. It is time to act. Close your eyes and picture the life that is waiting for you. The life where you're no longer stuck, no longer doubting, no longer trapped in the same cycle. Feel it. See it. Now ask yourself, are you willing to let it slip away? Because the truth is, it is already yours. It is already written. But only for the one who is bold enough to claim it. So claim it. Rise up. Step forward. Pass the test. Because this moment is yours if you dare to take it. Right now, as you stand on the edge of your breakthrough, the enemy is whispering lies into your mind. You're not ready. You don't deserve this. This isn't real. These words aren't just doubts. They are chains. Chains meant to hold you back. Chains designed to keep you exactly where you are. But listen to me. The enemy only attacks those who are about to step into their destiny. If you are feeling resistance right now, if it seems like the world is pushing against you, if doubt is creeping in louder than ever before, it's because you are closer than you have ever been. The enemy knows. The enemy sees what you cannot. The enemy sees the door in front of you. The enemy sees the elevation, the abundance, the transformation that is waiting for you on the other side. And the last thing the enemy wants is for you to pass this test. Because once you do, nothing will be able to stop you. That is why you feel this struggle so intensely. That is why, just when things seemed like they were finally coming together, something came to shake your faith. That is why, right now, in this moment, everything inside of you feels uncertain. The enemy thrives on hesitation. The enemy's greatest weapon is doubt. Because doubt is what stops you from moving forward. It doesn't need to physically block your path. It just needs to convince you that you can't take the next step. And the moment you believe that lie, you hand over your power. But here's the truth. The enemy has no real power over you. The only power the enemy has is the power you give it. The only way the enemy wins is if you choose to believe the lie instead of the promise. And that is exactly what the enemy wants. To see you hesitate, to see you question yourself, to see you shrink back into the same cycle, the same doubt, the same fear. Because the enemy knows if you move forward, it's over. If you take that step, if you silence the doubt, if you push past the fear, then the enemy loses. And once the enemy loses its hold on you, it can never control you again. So ask yourself, who will you listen to? The voice that tells you that you are not ready, or the voice deep within you that has always known this is your moment? Because let me tell you something, you are ready. You wouldn't be here listening to this message, feeling this fire inside of you, if you weren't ready. You wouldn't be standing at the edge of a breakthrough if you weren't meant to walk through it. You wouldn't be feeling this resistance if you weren't on the verge of something greater. The enemy sees what's ahead of you, and it's terrified. That's why the battle has been so intense. That's why the struggle has felt unbearable. That's why the doubt has been louder than ever. Because you are about to step into something bigger than you have ever imagined. And the enemy is trying one last time to stop you. But listen to me carefully, it's just noise. The fear? It's a distraction. The doubt? It's a distraction. The resistance? It's a distraction. Because the enemy doesn't actually have the power to stop you. Only you do. So what will you choose? Will you choose to believe the lie? Will you choose to stay stuck? Will you choose to let the enemy win? Or will you rise? Will you shake off the doubt? Will you stand in your power? Will you step forward anyway? Because here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. The moment you step forward, the moment you move despite the fear, the moment you take control, the enemy has no choice but to back down. It loses, and you win. So silence the lie. Ignore the doubt. Push through the resistance. Because your breakthrough is waiting. And the enemy cannot stop you. Because your breakthrough is waiting. And the enemy cannot stop you. But here's the real question. Will you stop yourself? Because at this moment, the only thing standing between you and your destiny is you. Not the enemy. Not the obstacles. Not the past. Just you and your decision. You can choose to believe the lie, to stay in fear, to let doubt control you once again. You can choose to keep waiting, keep hesitating, keep wondering if you're ready. Or you can choose to rise. You can choose to push past the fear, silence the noise, and step into what is already yours. Because deep down, you already know the truth. You were never meant to live in hesitation. You were never meant to shrink yourself to fit inside the limits of fear. You were born to step forward. You were born to lead. You were born to win. And now, it's time. Not tomorrow. Not later. Not when it feels easier. Now. Because the enemy only wins when you refuse to move. And today, you move. The world is divided into two types of people. Those who see an opportunity, feel the pull of destiny, and take immediate action. And those who hesitate, overthink, and let the moment slip through their fingers. Which one will you be? Because make no mistake, every great success story, every person who has achieved something extraordinary, every individual who has stepped into their purpose had a moment just like this. A moment where they had to choose. A moment where everything in them wanted to wait, to analyze, to seek guarantees. But instead of waiting for the perfect conditions, they took the step anyway. That is the only difference between those who win and those who watch others win. Winners don't have more time, more knowledge, or more certainty. They don't have a secret roadmap or a guarantee that everything will work out. They just move. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for confidence. They don't wait for fear to disappear. They just move. And the ones who hesitate, they let the moment pass. They overthink. They doubt themselves. They tell themselves they'll do it tomorrow. And then one day, they wake up and realize that the opportunity is gone. That the door they were once standing in front of is closed. That what could have been theirs now belongs to someone else. So ask yourself, which one will you be? Will you be the one who steps forward despite the uncertainty? Or will you be the one who watches someone else claim what was meant for you? Because the truth is, you won't always feel ready. You may feel uncertain. You may not see the full picture. You may not have all the answers. But faith is not about waiting until you feel ready. Faith is moving before the evidence appears. Faith is stepping into the unknown, knowing that something greater is guiding you. Faith is trusting that when you take that first step, the next step will reveal itself. And the ones who succeed, they are not the ones who waited for the perfect moment. They are the ones who took the step, even when they couldn't see the next one, even when fear was loud, even when doubt tried to paralyze them, even when everything in them wanted to wait just a little longer, because they understood something that most people never do. There is no perfect moment. There will always be fear. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be reasons to wait. But the ones who win, the ones who rise, the ones who step into everything they were meant to be, they're the ones who move anyway. They step when they don't feel ready. They trust when they can't see the full plan. They leap when they don't know where they will land. And because they move, the universe moves for them. Doors open. Opportunities appear. Things begin to align in ways they never could have predicted. But it all starts with a single step. And now, it's your turn. Will you take that step? Or will you let another moment pass? Because the truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you want, the life that is already waiting for you, is the decision to move. And the decision is yours to make. Right here, right now. Which one will you be? Or will you let this moment slip away like so many before it? Because here's the truth. Opportunities don't wait, and neither does time. The window that is open before you will not stay open forever. You don't get to stand at the edge of your destiny forever, wondering if you should take the leap. At some point, the door will close. At some point, hesitation will turn into regret. At some point, you will look back and realize that what you once had the chance to claim is now out of reach. And in that moment, when you see someone else living the life you could have had, when you realize that the only thing that held you back was your own doubt, that will be the real pain. Not failure, not rejection, but knowing you never even tried. So don't wait for another sign. Don't wait for the fear to fade. Don't wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow isn't promised. The life you want, the purpose you were meant for, the opportunity you've been praying for, it's all waiting on one thing. You. So take the step. Move forward. Because your destiny won't wait forever. Think of the greatest leaders, the most influential visionaries, the most successful people you have ever heard of. Every single one of them, without exception, had a moment. A defining moment. A moment where the world stood still, where time felt frozen, and where everything in them screamed for certainty, for a sign, for reassurance that their next step wouldn't lead to failure. But do you know what they did? They jumped. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't know if they would succeed. They had every reason to hesitate, to doubt, to turn back. But they didn't. They chose faith over fear. They chose action over hesitation. And because they did, they stepped into their destiny. This is not just a story from history. This is not just a motivational idea. This is real life. This is the pattern of greatness. The ones who move forward, the ones who make history, the ones who change the world, they all had a moment just like this. And now it's your turn. Look around you. Look at where you are standing in this very moment. This is your defining moment. This is the crossroad where you choose who you will become. Will you be like the countless people who had an opportunity, but let it pass because they were afraid? Will you be like those who waited too long, who hesitated just a little too much, and woke up one day realizing that they missed their chance? Or will you be the one who moves? Will you be the one who trusts the process, who pushes forward despite the fear, despite the uncertainty? Will you be the one who looks back years from now and says, that was the moment everything changed? Because here's what you need to understand. This is your moment. You are not watching this by accident. You are not feeling this pull in your soul for no reason. The fire inside of you, the excitement mixed with fear, the overwhelming sense that something big is about to happen. That is your confirmation. That is your calling. The question is, will you answer it? Because let me tell you something, the greatest regret in life is not failure. It's not making mistakes. It's not falling down. It's wondering what could have been. It's waking up one day and realizing that you were standing in front of an open door, but you never walked through it. It's looking back and seeing that you had a chance, a real chance, but fear convinced you to stay where you were. That is the regret that will haunt you. That is the pain that does not fade with time. That is the feeling that will eat away at you, whispering, what if? What if? What if? But you don't have to live with that regret. You don't have to wonder what could have been. Because this is your moment to decide. Will you take the step? Will you trust the process? Will you push past the doubt and finally claim what is already meant for you? Or will you let this moment slip through your fingers? Because I promise you this, there will never be a more perfect time than right now. There will never be a moment where fear completely disappears. There will never be a day where you feel 100% ready. The ones who win, the ones who step into their destiny, the ones who achieve greatness, they are not the ones who waited for the fear to go away. They're the ones who moved forward anyway. They felt the fear, but they didn't let it stop them. They felt the doubt, but they didn't let it hold them back. They stepped into the unknown, and because they did, everything changed. Now it's your turn. Are you going to step forward? Are you going to take the leap? Are you going to trust that this moment is not random? That this opportunity is not just another passing chance? Or are you going to hesitate just long enough for this door to close? Because make no mistake, this door will close. The opportunity that is in front of you right now will not wait forever. It will not sit here indefinitely while you try to make up your mind. The ones who take action will move forward. The ones who hesitate will get left behind. And years from now, you will either look back at this moment with gratitude because you chose to move, or with regret because you chose to stay. So let me ask you one final time, what will you choose? How many times have you hesitated in life? How many moments have you stood at the edge of something great? Your heart racing, your soul screaming for you to take the leap, only to let doubt pull you back. How many times have you watched an opportunity slip through your fingers because you waited just a little too long? How many times have you told yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, only to realize that tomorrow never came? Let me tell you something, this moment will never come again in the same way. Life does not give out unlimited chances. The doors that open for you today will not stay open forever. If you hesitate, if you let fear make your decisions, if you let your doubts keep you frozen in place, you may lose what was meant for you. And once it's gone, once the opportunity is past, once the door is closed, there is no guarantee that it will ever open again. There will come a time when you look back and realize that the moment you are standing in right now was the moment everything could have changed. And in that moment of reflection, will you feel pride? Will you look back and say, that was the day I took control. That was the day my life shifted. Or will you feel regret? Will you whisper to yourself, I wish I had taken the chance. I wish I had believed in myself. I wish I hadn't waited. Because let's be clear, there are only two kinds of people in this world. The ones who see an opportunity and take immediate action. And the ones who hesitate, overthink, and miss their moment. That's it. That's the difference. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's not even experience. It is action. The ones who succeed are not the ones who had it easy. They are not the ones who had no fear, no obstacles, no doubts. They're the ones who move forward anyway. They didn't wait for the perfect time, because the perfect time doesn't exist. They didn't wait for their fear to disappear, because fear never fully goes away. They didn't wait for someone to give them permission, because they knew that their destiny was theirs to claim. And the ones who failed? The ones who stayed stuck in the same place year after year, watching other people live the life they wished for? They weren't unlucky. They weren't unqualified. They weren't doomed to failure. They just waited too long. They hesitated. They let the fear get just a little too loud. They let doubt plant seeds that grew into excuses. And by the time they realized what they had lost, it was too late. So I ask you, which one will you be? Will you be the one who recognizes this moment for what it is? Will you be the one who sees the opportunity and takes immediate action? Or will you be the one who overthinks, who hesitates, who lets the same cycle repeat itself one more time? Because make no mistake, this moment is a test of whether you are truly ready, a test of whether you are willing to step into your next level, a test of whether you are someone who takes action or someone who lets life pass them by. And the truth is, your decision is being made right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Right now, you already know the answer. You already feel it in your soul. That pull, that fire, that feeling that something big is waiting for you. It's real. But you must reach for it. You must claim it. You must move now. Because hesitation is a thief. It will rob you of your dreams. It will steal your potential. It will leave you standing in the same place while others move forward. And one day, you will realize that what was meant for you is now in the hands of someone who had the courage to act. But that doesn't have to be your story. You still have time. You still have this moment. You still have the choice to say, I refuse to let hesitation steal my future. So move. Take a step. Say yes. Because if you don't take action today, you will wake up tomorrow in the same place with the same doubts, facing the same decisions. And the only thing worse than failing is never trying at all, because failure is not the end. Failure is a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of growth. But hesitation? Hesitation is silent destruction. It doesn't come with alarms. It doesn't scream at you. It just slowly, quietly steals your time, your dreams, and your potential until one day, you wake up and realize you ran out of chances. So I ask you again, what will you choose? Will you let hesitation steal this moment from you? Will you let fear paralyze you one more time? Will you sit back and watch your dreams fade into the distance because you were too afraid to take a single step? Or will you rise? Will you finally silence the voice of doubt? Will you finally break the cycle of waiting, watching, wishing? Will you finally take control of your destiny? Because if not now, then when? If you don't act today, what makes you think you'll act tomorrow? If you don't push forward now, what makes you think the fear will be any smaller next week, next month, next year? The truth is, the longer you wait, the harder it gets. The longer you hesitate, the stronger fear becomes. The longer you stay in the same place, the more impossible it feels to move. But right now, in this moment, you have a choice, a chance, an opportunity to say, enough is enough. I refuse to let my future slip away. This is it. This is your time. So make the choice. Take the step. Move forward. Because at the end of your life, you won't regret the things you tried. You'll regret the chances you didn't take. You'll regret the opportunities you let pass. You'll regret waiting for the right time that never came. But today, you still have the power to change that. So go. Step into your destiny before hesitation steals it from you forever. The truth is, you won't always feel ready. You may feel uncertain. You may feel like you don't have enough knowledge, enough skill, or enough confidence. You may feel like the path ahead is unclear, like the answers are just out of reach, like you're standing at the edge of something massive, but you can't quite see where it leads. But that's exactly how every great story begins. Because faith isn't about knowing every step ahead. Faith is about moving forward before the evidence appears. Think about it. If you could see the full picture, if you had all the answers, where would faith be? Faith only exists in the unknown, in the uncertainty, in the moments where everything in you wants to hesitate, but something deep inside whispers, go. And those who succeed, they are not the ones who waited for perfect conditions. They are not the ones who waited for fear to disappear, or for a guaranteed outcome, or for everything to feel just right. They are the ones who moved anyway, even when the road was unclear, even when they doubted themselves, even when fear tried to stop them. They took the step when it made no sense. And because they did, the path revealed itself. Because that is the secret no one tells you. The road doesn't appear before you step forward. The door doesn't open before you reach for it. The moment doesn't feel perfect until you take action. But most people will never realize this. Most people will wait. Most people will hesitate. Most people will stay exactly where they are, hoping for clarity before they move, hoping for proof before they believe, hoping for certainty before they commit. But certainty never comes first. Certainty comes after. After you leap. After you move. After you step into the unknown, trusting that something greater is guiding you. And the ones who understand this, they're the ones who change the world. Think of the greatest leaders, the most visionary minds, the most successful people you know. Every single one of them had a moment, a defining moment. A moment where they stood at the edge of something unfamiliar, something terrifying, something life-changing. A moment where they had every reason to say no. Every reason to turn back. Every reason to wait just a little longer. But they didn't. They jumped. Not because they were fearless. Not because they had guarantees. Not because they knew exactly how things would turn out. But because they refused to let fear steal their future. They took the risk. They passed the test. They stepped forward when most people would have stepped back. And because they did, they walked into their destiny. Now it's your turn. Look at where you are right now. Look at the thoughts racing through your mind, the battle between doubt and desire, the fire in your soul that tells you this is your moment. But only if you take it, because this moment, asterisk, asterisk, this exact moment, asterisk, asterisk will never come again. You can wait. You can tell yourself you'll do it later. You can let fear and hesitation convince you to stay where it feels safe. Or you can be like the ones who rose before you. The ones who felt the fear but did it anyway. The ones who stepped forward when they weren't ready. The ones who took the leap without knowing where they would land. Because they understood something most people never will. The risk of staying the same is greater than the risk of moving forward. So ask yourself, what will you do? Will you wait for certainty that will never come? Or will you trust that everything you need is already inside of you? Because this is it, your defining moment, your test of faith, your chance to step into the life that has been waiting for you all along. Now it's your turn. The question is, will you take it? The waiting season, it's been long, hasn't it? You've been here, in this place of anticipation, for what feels like forever. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and maybe even months into years. But let me tell you something. That season is over. Yes, you heard me right. The waiting is done. You've been patient. Oh, so patient. You've put in the work, even when it felt like no one was watching. You've stayed faithful, even when the results weren't immediate. You've held on, even when the weight of uncertainty threatened to pull you down. But now, the tides are turning. Your breakthrough, that thing you've been dreaming of, praying for, working toward, it's closer than you think. But here's the thing. Breakthroughs don't just happen to you. They happen through you. You got to step into it. You got to claim it. The door is open, but you've got to walk through it. Are you ready? This is it. This is your defining moment. The moment where everything changes. But let's talk about faith for a second. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's not about knowing every twist and turn of the journey ahead. No, faith is about taking that first step, even when you can't see the entire path. Think about it. When you're standing at the edge of something new, it's natural to feel a little unsure, maybe even scared. But faith whispers to you, go. Take the step. Trust that the ground will rise to meet you. It's not about perfection. It's about progression. It's about believing that even if you stumble, you're still moving forward. So, what does faith look like for you right now? Is it saying yes to that opportunity you've been hesitating on? Is it finally letting go of that fear that's been holding you back? Whatever it is, know this. Faith is your superpower. In this moment, it's calling for you to use it. Here's the truth. Whether you realize it or not, things are already shifting. Right now, in this very moment, the prayers you've been whispering, the dreams you've been holding close to your heart, they're not just floating in the air. They're in motion. Can you feel it? The energy is changing. The pieces are falling into place. Maybe it's subtle. Maybe it's something you can't quite put your finger on yet. But trust me, it's happening. The universe, God, your higher power, whatever you believe in, is working behind the scenes. But here's the catch. You've got to meet this shift with action. You can't just sit back and wait for it to come to you. You've got to move. You've got to step into the flow of what's already happening. The question is, will you? Or will you let fear keep you stuck in the same place? This is it, the moment you've been preparing for. The test is right in front of you, and the choice is yours. Will you rise to the occasion? Will you step forward, even if it feels uncomfortable? Or will you hesitate, letting doubt and fear keep you where you are? Let me tell you something. Staying where you are might feel safe, but it's also where dreams go to die. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens when you take that leap, when you decide that the risk of staying the same is greater than the risk of stepping into the unknown. So, what's next for you? What's that one thing you've been putting off? That one step you know you need to take? This is your moment. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. But it's up to you to reach out and grab it. The question remains, will you rise or will you stay? The choice is yours. Let's talk about the waiting season. You know it well, don't you? That season where it feels like time is standing still, but life is moving at lightning speed around you. You've been here, in this place of waiting for what feels like an eternity, waiting for answers, waiting for change, waiting for that breakthrough. But here's the thing, waiting isn't passive. It's not just sitting around twiddling your thumbs. No, waiting is active. It's preparation. It's growth. And you've been doing the work. You've been patient. You've been faithful. Even when it felt like nothing was happening, you kept going. And now, the waiting season is over. Can you feel it? The air is shifting. The ground beneath you is trembling with possibility. Your breakthrough is so close you can almost touch it. But here's the catch. You've got to step into it. Think of it like this. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a diving board. The water is right there, glistening and inviting. But to experience the rush, the freedom, the joy, you've got to jump. You got to take that step. Your breakthrough is the same. It's right there, within reach. But it's up to you to take the leap. Are you ready? Let's talk about faith. Not the kind of faith that's all sunshine and rainbows. Not the kind that pretends everything is perfect. No, let's talk about real faith. The kind that shows up when things are messy. The kind that keeps you going when the road ahead is unclear. Faith isn't about knowing every detail of the journey. It's not about having a step-by-step plan. It's about taking that first step, even when you can't see the entire path. It's about trusting that even if you stumble, you're still moving forward. Think about it. When you're standing at the edge of something new, it's natural to feel a little unsure, maybe even scared. But faith whispers to you, go. Take the step. Trust that the ground will rise to meet you. This is your defining moment, the moment where everything changes. And faith, it's your anchor. It's your guide. It's what will carry you through when the road gets tough. So, what does faith look like for you right now? Is it saying yes to that opportunity you've been hesitating on? Is it finally letting go of that fear that's been holding you back? Whatever it is, know this. Faith is your superpower. And this moment, it's calling for you to use it. This moment, right here, right now, is yours. No one else can take this step for you. No one else can walk this path on your behalf. This is your journey, your story, your destiny. And it all comes down to this moment. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you need to. Look deep within yourself. Ask yourself the question that only you can answer. Am I ready to step into my destiny? Think about everything that has brought you to this point. The struggles, the victories, the lessons, the growth. All of it has been preparing you for this moment. But now, the ball is in your court. The choice is yours. Are you ready to leave behind the comfort of what's familiar and step into the unknown? Are you ready to embrace the greatness that's been calling your name? Are you ready to stop waiting and start living the life you were meant to live? This is your moment. No one can take it from you, but no one can live it for you either. Let me be clear. This moment won't last forever. If you don't take action now, it will pass. The door that's open right now will close. The opportunity that's right in front of you will disappear. And one day, you'll wake up and wonder, what could have been? Don't let that happen. Don't let this be another moment of regret. Don't let fear or doubt or hesitation rob you of what's meant for you. Think about it. How many times have you looked back and wished you'd taken that chance? How many times have you said, if only I'd acted sooner? Don't let this be one of those times. The truth is, life doesn't wait. Opportunities don't wait. And the longer you hesitate, the further away your breakthrough becomes. So, I'm going to say it again. If you don't take action now, this moment will pass. And you'll be left wondering what could have been. If you're ready to step into your breakthrough, it's time to declare it. Not just in your heart, but out loud. To the universe. To yourself. To the world. Let's pause for a moment. Let's really take this in. This moment, this very second is yours. No one else can live it for you. No one else can make this decision for you. This is your life, your journey, your destiny. And it all comes down to this. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Feel the weight of this moment. It's heavy, isn't it? But it's also beautiful. Because this is where everything changes. Now look deep within yourself. Ask yourself the question that only you can answer. Am I ready to step into my destiny? Think about everything that has brought you to this point. The late nights, the early mornings, the tears, the laughter, the failures, the victories. All of it has been preparing you for this moment. But here's the thing. Preparation only matters if you take the step. You can have all the tools, all the knowledge, all the potential in the world, but if you don't act, it means nothing. So, I'll ask you again. Are you ready? Are you ready to leave behind the comfort of what's familiar and step into the unknown? Are you ready to embrace the greatness that's been calling your name? Are you ready to stop waiting and start living the life you were meant to live? This is your moment. No one can take it from you, but no one can live it for you either. Let me be brutally honest with you. This moment won't last forever. If you don't take action now, it will pass. The door that's open right now will close. The opportunity that's right in front of you will disappear. And one day, you'll wake up and wonder, what could have been? Don't let that happen. Don't let this be another moment of regret. Don't let fear or doubt or hesitation rob you of what's meant for you. Think about it. How many times have you looked back and wished you'd taken that chance? How many times have you said, if only I'd acted sooner? Don't let this be one of those times. The truth is, life doesn't wait. Opportunities don't wait. And the longer you hesitate, the further away your breakthrough becomes. So, I'm going to say it again. If you don't take action now, this moment will pass. And you'll be left wondering what could have been. If you're ready to step into your breakthrough, it's time to declare it. Not just in your heart, but out loud. To the universe. To yourself. To the world. Say it with me. I am ready. If you're watching this and you feel that fire in your chest, that pull in your spirit, that knowing in your soul, then it's time to act. It's time to claim what's yours. Here's what I want you to do. 1. Comment below *, write, I am ready. Let those words be your declaration, your commitment to yourself and your future. 2. Like this video asterisk, send a powerful signal to the universe that you're stepping into alignment with your destiny. 3. Subscribe and stay connected asterisk, because what's coming next will change your life. This is just the beginning. This is your time. This is your test. And until you pass it, nothing will move. So, what's it going to be? Will you rise to the occasion? Will you step into your breakthrough? Or will you let this moment slip away? The choice is yours. But remember, the world is waiting for you. Your destiny is waiting for you. And it all starts with one decision.